So hopefully you remember that we've done some things in spreadsheets, and I hope you had a great break. But today we're going to be talking about doing a little bit more with spreadsheets and seeing the power of the math that spreadsheets can do for us and make our lives easier. So if you would open your travel time Word document, that's the page that will tell you what you are going to be doing. I would like to precede all of this lesson by saying this isn't due tomorrow. It's not due till Thursday because we are going to add some more stuff in tomorrow. So you can see the first three steps are pretty basic. You're going to be typing in your name and saving the file. Then you're going to take a look at the spreadsheet, and it says in column B you see a number 8, which is the number of hours we want to drive each day. Because if you read the title on this, you will see you're going to find out that it is 1,574 miles from Pierce to Boston, Massachusetts. A couple summers ago we went there and we decided, should we drive or should we fly? And because I created the assignment, I thought you could see what it would be like if we wanted to drive every day. And so we're just going to take a look at that and see if we drive and the various speeds, things like that. So back to where we were. So in column, you see the number 8, which is the number of hours we want to drive each day. Column C then gives us the speeds we'll be traveling at. And you're like, Mrs. Bauermeister, we would never drive 45. Well, sometimes there's construction and you would drive 45. And sometimes you can actually drive the speed limit, which is 65. Not all interstates are 75 like Nebraska. In fact, most of Iowa is 65. So you can see we're just going to figure out if you would drive 8 hours a day at this rate, how many miles could you cover, and then how many days could you go at this speed. So that's ultimately the two questions we're going to be answering. So we're going to create a formula that will multiply the hours times the speed. Now if you remember, the times symbol is by pushing the shift and the number 8. It's that asterisk. So we're going to start in cell D6 and type your formula. Now please remember every formula starts with an equal sign. So if we start with an equal sign, and you just wait a second because my computer's trying to catch up with me, an equal sign, we're going to multiply, in this case, the number of hours, which in this case is B6, times the speed, which is C6, and then we have our answer, 520. So that's exactly what these steps tell you to do. Now, steps 8, 9, and 10 tell you to do the exact same things, only it's just doing it in a little bit different way. So some of them might actually want you to see that you can manually type the numbers and you don't have to click on the cells. Other ones want you to see that you can fill down and things like that. So please remember your skills as you are filling the rest of this in. That moves us ahead, and by the way, I give you all of the answers on each one of these so you can double check. If you just think you're going to type the answers in though, think again, because I will check, and I will check this formula bar up here, and I will make sure that you actually have the correct formula put in, not just the answers. I actually had a 7th grader try that earlier this year. Okay, so we're now down to number 13. So we now know how many miles we can travel at each speed, so how many days will it take us to travel to Boston? And this is just in theory because I know most people would probably drive more than 8 hours a day. You would put in a 12 to 14 hour driving day, or you might have different drivers. If everybody's over the age of 16, different drivers might just drive just to get there quicker. So to figure out our number of days at this speed, we're going to be working in cell E6, or in column E for the rest of this one. And so you can see now it says select cell E6. We will type a division formula in this cell. The symbol we use to divide is a slash. We will repeat the same steps we took for multiplication, but this time we will use the slash instead of the asterisk. So number 16 says in cell E6 type equals 1,574. Remember, that's our number of miles that it takes us to get from Pierce to Boston. And then we're going to divide it by, and you can see in this case it's D6. So by our number of miles covered. So we are taking 1,574 miles divided by the number of miles covered. And you can see it comes out to 3.03 days. So it would take us a little over 3 days. Now you may be asking, why in the world would I even want to worry about putting in cell references? Why couldn't I just type in the numbers? Well, the cool thing Excel will do is allow you to change things. So let's say instead of 8 hours, I wanted to drive 9 hours a day. All I have to do is type a 9 in here, and my numbers are automatically adjusted. Or Let's pretend like you do want to have a marathon day of driving and you want to drive 14 hours in one day. Well, then you can see it wouldn't take you very long and you could cover a lot more miles. And again, I could change my number of miles per hour, things like that. But by using a formula with cell references, I don't have to worry about changing this number every time. All I have to do is change my data that I input. So I'm going to go ahead and change that back to 8 just for the sake of this class. And then you can see number 17, 18, and 19, you are completing the rest of column E on your own. So ultimately, you are going to have these numbers right here when you are done. That is all you're going to do for the day. Save your file, please, and you will be adding more to it tomorrow. In fact, we will be adding another column, and then we'll be talking about how we could chart this as well. So I hope you have a fantastic day with your substitute, and you're on your best behavior, and you practice very good keyboarding skills, using the correct fingers where they need to be. Have a spectacular day.